Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's K-E-S-H-W-A-N-I, Keshwani. We are here because we want to prepare for the GMAT. We have been solving GMAT math problems out of this book here, GMAT Review, the official guide, the 13th edition. If you do not own this book already, purchase one immediately. The problem that we are about to look at is the one that you will find on page number 279. Page 279, and today is our lesson number 60. Problem number 47 is what we are about to do. Problem number 47. We have three robots. They have given the robots names. They call them X, Y, and Z. X, Y, and Z. Very endearing. Three robots. X, Y, and Z. They tell us that the ratio of the speed of work of robot X to robot Z is what they're calling R, capital R with the subscript X. So here I'm using small letters. X, Y, and Z denote their rate of work. It's not in the. This is not something in the problem. This is just we just came up with for the sake of facility, for the sake of convenience. And R subscript Y is the rate of work of Y, robot Y, over the rate of work of robot Z. The question simply is Z the greatest of all three? It's very simple, very straightforward question. Is Z the greatest of all three? The robot Z, is he faster than robot X, and is he also faster than robot Y? I do not know why I had to assign a masculine gender to the bloody thing, but that's how it is. Let's stick together. I took up too much room here. Now I am. Anyway, the first statement tells us that Rx is less than Ry. Rx is X over Z, so we are told that X over Z is less than X over Y from here. X over Z. X over Z is less than Y over Z. And since X, Y, and Z are all positive numbers because they are rate of work, they cannot be negative. Since X, Y, and Z are positive numbers, we can multiply both sides of this inequality by Z without affecting the direction of the inequalities. So if we do that, what we find is that X is less than Y. In other words, what this tells us is that the robot X is slower than robot Y. This tells us that robot X is slower than robot Y. To which we would say, big frickin' deal. We're not interested in whether or not robot X is slower than robot Y. We want to know if robot Z is the fastest one. And this first statement makes no mention of robot Z. We want to know if robot Z is faster than robot X, and we want to know if robot Z is also faster than robot Y. We're not particularly interested in knowing which one is faster, X or Y. We could care less. The first statement does not work. A, D, B, C, E. The first statement by itself is not sufficient. Therefore, the answer cannot be A, nor can it be D. The answer has to be either B, C, or E. Let's look at second statement, shall we? Second statement tells us that R subscript Y is less than 1. R subscript Y, I shouldn't have used the small letter R. R subscript Y is less than 1. R subscript Y is this guy right here. So that tells us that Y over Z is less than 1. Which of course again we can multiply both sides by Z without having to worry about flipping the inequality directions because z is positive. And therefore this tells us that y is less than z. In other words, this tells us that robot y is slower than z. Again, we know the robot y is slower than z. Now we know that robot y is slower than z, but what about x? The question is z the fastest robot among the three? Well, now we know that z is faster than y, but is z also faster than x? We do not know that. The second statement does not provide us that information. Therefore, the answer cannot be. The second statement does not provide us that information. Therefore, answer cannot be B either. It's got to be either C or E. Let's put them together. If we put them together and find out that that is enough to answer the question, the answer will be C. If putting them together also does not get us anywhere, then answer will of course be E. Let's put them together, shall we? The first statement told us that x is less than y, and the second statement told us that y is less than z. Voila! If we put them together, we can clearly see that x is less than y and y is less than z. Therefore, z is the fastest one. What do you know? Not that we are getting excited that z turned out to be fastest one. We could care less. The point is we are able to answer the question either in affirmative or negative. Is z the fastest? Here it turns out yes he is, or no he is not. One way or the other, as long as we can answer the question yes or no, we are all set. Here we can do that. Therefore the answer is C. Putting the two statements together does the job. The answer is C. That's it. I will see you tomorrow, okay? Bye now.